sunset down in the valley. It's the glowing sunshine of your hill. I think I'm crazy, but only made me strong. If you are, but you had the sound of an angel comes rapping through the night. The sun of light in the day. And only God knows why when I look into your eyes.
And I'm here to tell you today that history is alive and well in Chautauqua County, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in Celebration Hall in Mayville, New York, and today is the second event of the Bicentennial for Chautauqua County. It's called 2 Towns, 2 Centuries. So we're going to show you around, interview people, and it's a great time. Welcome to Destination Chautauqua County. Hi, and I'm with Kathy Peterson, and she's with the Rural Ministries. I'm going to let her tell you about their event here. Brought my canned foods in for you earlier today.
We are so pleased to be part of this wonderful celebration. I believe that we've already collected 100 pounds of food. This food will go to help our emergency food pantry, which provides about 40,000 meals annually, as well as our soup kitchen, which also serves about 42,000 meals, 365 days a year to anybody who's hungry.
365 days?
We're open Monday through Friday, 365 days a year. We serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, and we serve 2 weekend meals.
So where are you guys located at?
We're located at 127 to 135 Central Avenue. Our headquarters are at 127. Our soup kitchen's at 131 Central Avenue. And then we have our thrift shop, which displays household items and clothing, and that's at 135 Central Avenue.
And I know Central Avenue, that's where the fair is, correct?
That's where we're down toward the lake end of Central Avenue, but that's exactly where the fair is at.
So you're doing really good, and you requested today to have food brought instead of an admission price. Great idea.
What a great idea. Of course, we're always happy with monetary donation, but these donations of canned items help our emergency food pantry. We're able to get those right on our shelves, and they can be used as soon as we open up again Monday morning.
So for people that are in need, they just come to your office, and there's no cost, or is there a cost involved?
There is not a cost. Our emergency food pantry is open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. All individuals do is have to walk in. We're also accepting applications right now for Easter food baskets. So if you know somebody, or if somebody is in need for the upcoming Easter holiday, we're also going to be providing some special food baskets for Easter time to help families, as well as some baskets for children.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I see some candy over there.
Yes. We're giving out Twix bars today, but we're also giving out the healthy granola bars also. So we'll sneak you a Twix bar.
A Twix bar. Well, I've been waiting for this moment. I've had these passports. I bought them, I think it was February 9th at the Suites. Yes. And my group's part in here, the Bemis Still Ferry, but I have 3 of them. I'm greedy. I would like these stamped. I'll let this fine lady here tell about the passport stamping program also.
The passport contains a different page for each event, historical museums, summer events, and You buy the passport for $2 and then get a stamp at each event, and the more stamps you have, the more prizes you're eligible for at the end of the year. So and they're really cute, no matter how many events you go to.
So we're,
The stamps are
I'm gonna get a prize?
16 stamps, and you're eligible for the drawing for a weekend at Peek and Peek.
Oh, I'll go to Peek and Peek.
See, you can handle that, right?
Can do that.
And these are to benefit the budget for the Bicentennial events.
And each individual place has a separate stamp, I see.
And they're different colors.
And they're different colors, and we're going to be stamping ours on the ferry in July. And you also have the little pins.
Little pins. They show the lake and the basics of the county.
And these will be available at most all the events?
Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
I think this one and the historical fair in August.
Okay.
So
Well, I got my first passport stamped.
get the one on the floor.
I'm ready to go get back on the airplane now and fly to my next country. Thank you.
Welcome to Two Towns, Two Centuries. This is our celebration, the first event of many for the county to celebrate 200 years of our county from 1811 to now 2011. Thank you for coming. We welcome all of you. Give me a few minutes and I'll explain some of the things that are going on. But right now, first, we're going to make sure that the VFW here does their color guard presentation. We're going to do the opening prayer and then the pledge to the flag. Thank you.
Color guard. Forward, march. Color guard. Halt. Left face. Set. Order. Stand arm. Order arm. Right dress. Cover.
Would you join me in a word of prayer, please? Our Father in heaven, today we've gathered in this place to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the town of Chautauqua's beginning. For 200 years, you, God, who are sovereign, have, in your providence, watched over this community from its humble beginnings to its present day. God, you have blessed this community in such a way that people from all walks of life, from different parts of our country and the world, have enjoyed some aspect of the town of Chautauqua and its rich heritage. God, you have blessed this community with your goodness and your guidance. As an American community, you have shed your grace upon it and its people. You have blessed through both the good times and the times of challenge and struggle. And today we acknowledge that all that is good has come from your hand, and we bless your great name today. God, we ask that you bless this day of celebration. We ask that your hand of blessing be upon each one that makes up this great community, and that we in turn may, with humble gratitude, bless you. And finally, we ask, God, that you will continually bless this great land of ours. For us in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Present arm.
Thank you, Pastor Ray Mitchell. Please stand and remove any headgear for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please repeat after me. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard. Right shoulder arm. Both colors. Both.
Yeah, I just entered Celebration Hall. I smell food. Now I'm looking at this fine lady, and it says 4th of July Parade Committee.
Yes.
Now where's this parade at?
It runs right through the heart of the county seat here in Mayville. It runs from the county courthouse down to Lakeside Park.
Now how long, Rita, have you been involved with this?
I have been on the committee since probably 1988 or so well over 20 years.
Wow, you've seen a lot of parades then. So today you're just serving food, raising some money, because I'm pretty sure the parade doesn't cost, or I mean, let's try that again. The parade costs quite a bit of money to put on.
Yes, it does. The prizes for the parade alone are well over $8,000, and then we offer free entertainment at the park all day long with bands, and we do have some amusement rides that are very reasonably priced. We have vendors with food. The entire day's celebration costs upwards of $30,000.
$30,000. Now what happens if it rains? Does the parade just stop, or?
We have to make the call that day. It's not really been, I don't remember very many times that we've ever had to actually call it. Maybe fireworks at the end of the day, but we always have a rain date for the next evening. But it shouldn't rain on the 4th of July.
Oh, it shouldn't, but don't rain on my parade. I've heard that somewhere. Now this year being the 200th Bicentennial for the county, is there any special activities planned for the parade?
We are inviting several groups from across the county. We've invited all of the historical societies and different veterans groups. We're trying to expand our mailings for the parade to get more people involved and make it more of a bicentennial theme. We are theming our entire celebration around the county bicentennial this year.
Now, how long does it take to organize something? I've been to this parade. It lasts way over 2 hours. That's just the parade. Now, when do you start planning this? Like a couple weeks before, a year before?
We actually start planning for the next year the day after the celebration. We try not to have our meetings until we start our formal meetings, usually in January, but we take calls year-round for the celebration because that's what we do.
How many years do you think this parade's actually been going on for?
We did find some paperwork that said that the parade, there was one I saw from like 1961, I believe. It's been a tradition for years and years here in Mayville. And there was a time when they split the committee between a parade committee and a committee for down at the park. And then there may have been a year or two that we didn't have the parade. And then the committee kind of revitalized itself, and we've been going strong ever since.
Well, I can't wait. It's getting close. Less than 3 months. So,
it's really wonderful when you guys can actually film it and put it on TV so that a lot of the shut-ins and elderly can see it too without having to actually go out for it. So that's a great convenience for them, and they know they appreciate it.
I guess my last question is, how many people are on your committee? 1, 2, 100?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 of us.
Really?
Really.
Now, who are these two fine ladies here? You got helpers.
This is Chris Cooper and Lori Gilbert, two of our longtime helpers here, volunteers. They work year-round also. It's just, we do what we do because we like to give back to our community that's given so much to us. So.
Well, thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
Okay.
Reno Pottery is on County Route 54 on the Centralia-Hartfield Road, a mile from the deli.
Okay.
Okay? It's all porcelain. We make it all.
Now, how do you make it? Do you have molds, or?
They're thrown on a wheel, or they're drape molded. I roll these out with a rolling pin, slab roller, and roll them out with rollers, and shape them and trim them, and then he does all the drawing on them.
I'm amazed. If people want to come up and visit you and see your products, when is the best time?
Well, we are open daily from 11 to 5.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Enjoy it. We got quite the crowd here.
Great.
I'm here with author Paul Leone. I got to meet you a few years ago at Chautauqua.
we had the judge there.
Yep.
Yeah, we had Judge Gerasi, and who else did we have? We had Russ Dietrich. Well, it was a little gathering for the kids to interview their you know, yeah, it was nice. Kids like.
Now, have you written all these books?
These are all books that have some connection with a local connection with local history. I haven't written all of them. The books that I have written, all except one, are here. There's one that is out of print.
Oh, really?
And all the rest of the books that I have written are here.
So it seems every time I pick up a historic book, I see that name on it.
Well, I'm having a very good time with the latest one. This one received a lot of coverage when it came out, called The Gospel Truth, the sort of mock history of Bustye, town of Bustye. So I've been getting a lot of good publicity on that and coverage, and everybody's been having a good time with it.
Okay. Well,
right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming by.
Hi, I'm with author Dottie Levine here, and she's got a new book out that I have not seen yet.
It's called Along Chautauqua Lake, and it's done by my cousin Karen Livesey and myself. Karen is more of the historian and the writer of the book. I provided the postcards. And it's the postcard history along Chautauqua Lake, up the west side, down the east side, from the late 1890s to a couple in the 1920s.
I got a question now. When you're collecting postcards, how do you get a copyright to them?
Copyright is no longer needed for these. The copyright is expired on these, so we can use them and publish them at will.
How many years does it have to be? Is there a certain amount of years on a postcard?
There is, but I'm going to be honest, sir, I don't know exactly how many years that is.
Okay.
But we know that they are out of copyright.
So now your book just coming out now? It says new?
It came out in June of last year.
Okay, and where can we get it around Chautauqua County?
It's in many of the bookstores around Chautauqua County. It's at Walden's, it's at U.S. News. A lot of the local shops have it around, or for myself.
And it's postcards?
It's postcards. Yep, postcards all the way around the lake.
Good morning, everybody.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
So it's a great privilege for me to introduce your assemblyman, my assemblyman, and my friend, Eddie Goodell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, and please join me in extending my appreciation and our appreciation to Jack Menzer, who served 2 years as our county executive and did an incredible job. Thank you, Jack. When you look back on the history of our county, think about the number of people that have come out of this county and the incredible impact they've made. We've had, obviously, congressmen, senators, governors. We've had the Supreme Court judge, Lucille Ball, of course, who added friendship and fun for everybody for decades. The very first mayor of the city of Washington, D.C. was a graduate from Jamestown High School. This county, a small county in western New York, has had an impact all across the world. That's in the first 200 years, and I expect the same level of greatness coming out of Chautauqua County for the next 200 years. I want to give a special proclamation, a special recognition to the first 2 towns in Chautauqua County, and I'm honored and pleased that we have here Don Sager, the current town supervisor, and Don, you walked in just in time, the current town supervisor for Chautauqua coming up. And this says, Don, you couldn't have timed it better. It says, it's a citation issued by the New York State Assembly congratulating the town of Chautauqua and the town of Pontra for their significant role in the history of Chautauqua County to 200 years of progress in Chautauqua County as an organized county, leading off with the town of Chautauqua and the town of Pontiac. Congratulations, gentlemen, for your role in history, and look forward to great things in the future.
That's what I'm here to talk to you about today, is what is living history? Living history, ladies and gentlemen, is a chance for you to see history recreated before your eyes. History is a chance for individuals to delve into the lives of our ancestors and kind of recreate a window of time. And on August 13th and 14th at the Chautauqua Suites, during the History Fair, which is our huge bicentennial celebration that we will have in summer, we are going to have a living history encampment that will showcase the different time periods that you can come see how individuals lived in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. So please come over and visit us and ask us any kind of questions if you'd like to. The Cummins family is over there to talk to you about Civil War life with the Civil War soldier. And my wife and I are back here to talk to you about the colonial life in Chautauqua County. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that we have. And make sure you stop over and see Mr. Langworthy as well. And he will be able to answer any kind of questions regarding the Civil War era to you. So again, welcome to this wonderful day and this wonderful occasion, and I hope we have a great bicentennial year. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Isn't this a great celebration? I am so pleased to see so many people turn out to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the formation of not just one but two towns. And as you know, we've been celebrating the bicentennial of Chautauqua County all year long. And this is just one occasion in many. But I want to say to you, thank you so much for showing your support, coming out today, and I'm glad that the sun is out also. I do want to have representatives from the town of Pomfret and the town of Chautauqua to come up, if I could. And the reason why is that on April 5th of this year in the New York State Senate, we had two very important resolutions that were voted on unanimously, and I'd like to present these now. In order to get one of these resolutions passed in your honor, you have to do something pretty special. And of course, a 200th birthday is pretty special. So the entire Senate voted to support this, and these resolutions become a part of the permanent state record. So that means that you can look them up now, that you can look them up in the future, your children or your grandchildren can also look them up. And it says that we celebrate the history of Chautauqua County, we celebrate the goodness of our communities, and I have to tell you that I travel all over New York State for my job, and every time I come home I'm very grateful, but I'm most grateful because I believe with all my heart that I represent the best part of New York State, right? We have the best people, we have the best communities, and you're the ones that make that happen. So I'm so grateful for all that you do, and it's my honor and my privilege now to present these resolutions to Don Emhart and Don Stager, the two Dons. Let's give the Dons a hand.
Hi, I'm Randy from Access Channel 5. I've been getting a history of Sherman Historical Society. You've worked with the society, correct?
I have just recently been elected as president of the Historical Society, yes.
And I was telling the gentleman I was talking to that it's about a year ago, I was walking around Sherman just taking pictures and I saw your historic buildings.
Yes.
But I was off at it was closed at the time, so So how many buildings do you have there?
We have 6 buildings in the buggy shed.
And I've heard that they're not replicas either.
They're originals.
They're originals.
They're all originals moved from one place or the other, some within the village, some outside of the village. The Nettle Hill School came from the crossroads between where you go to Westfield and Ripley.
Okay.
It's set there at the foot of the hill. And it was moved by the Yorker Association, which was an organization at the school. It was started in 1947 by a history teacher at the school with the help of 5 girls. They started this Yorker organization, which is a state organization at the time. And she had the insight to realize that this was going to grow. And this organization, when I was a member of it, grew to be 250 students at Sherman Central School that were part of it. And it grew like that. It stayed like that for a number of years. And we went all over the state to see things. We had competition with other Yorker clubs. We brought home a lot of recognitions for our hard work for the buildings that had been put on that property and restored. And they're all filled with artifacts of the time.
When is your opening? When are you open?
We are starting, we open up on Memorial Day through Labor Day, Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays from 11 o'clock till 4.
Okay.
But we also, on the gate to the museum, there is a board with names and telephone numbers on it. And if somebody should come through that just can't get there when we're open, if they'll call one of those numbers, we will go and open it up so people can go in. We're that proud of our museums that we want people to see them.
Now, what's the cost to get in there? $5, $10?
I wish that were the case, but it's by donation. All these organizations need lots of help, and either if you can't physically help us, you know, what you can donate really is appreciated, and we'd like to put Sherman on the map because of our Yorker museums. It's a great little town. I've lived there basically all of my life, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy this crowd. I mean, now we got music.
Yes, wonderful.
Thank you. What's not right here, Jeff? And I'm here with Tim Cummings. I'm looking at some guns, but they look pretty old. Look at this money here. That is sort of different. Tim, I'd like you to tell about your group, your cavalry group.
Oh, sure. We're the 9th New York Volunteer Cavalry, Company F, and Company F was from the town of Bustye. And our regiment was formed in 1861, in the fall of 1861, September and October, after President Lincoln made a call for volunteers after Fort Sumter was fired upon the previous April. They went into camp at Camp Seward in Westfield, which was named after President Lincoln's the Secretary of State, William H. Seward. And they had 1,981 men went through the 9th New York Cavalry, and out of that they lost 633 officers and men through battle wounds and disease. They had 16 men die in prisoner of war camps, and 7 men received the Congressional Medal of Honor. They were involved in 141 engagements. Some of them were the Peninsula Campaign, Cedar Creek, and one of the most significant would have been Gettysburg. And at the Battle of Gettysburg, the 9th New York Volunteer Cavalry was credited with firing the first shots for the Union side. receiving the first casualty, which would have been Corporal Cyrus James, and a corporal would have had stripes such as my son Mitchell has on, with 2 stripes here. These are both troopers, my son Adam and my son Mitchell, and my wife over here. My youngest son Alex is not. It's over on this side over there, I believe. And well, at Gettysburg, Cyrus James was where he fell is where the 9th New York placed their monument. So if you ever go to Gettysburg and visit the battlefield, and you're on Buford Avenue near the Peace Light Memorial, you'll see the 9th New York Cavalry's monument. That's where Cyrus James fell. In that battle, a man by the name of Perry Nichols, Private Perry Nichols from Asheville, who's actually buried in the Maple Grove Cemetery in Asheville, on his tombstone it reads, captured first prisoner, Battle of Gettysburg, July 1st, 1863. Another first was the first shots fired for the Union side at the Battle of Gettysburg was another man from Asheville. His name was Alpheus Hodges. He was a corporal. And the story is that Alpheus Hodges and 2 other privates were on advanced picket duty in Willoughby Run, about a mile in advance of where the main line was posted. Where the monument is, a mile in advance of that is a small stream heading towards Hare Tavern. What he saw was Confederates approaching through the fog about 5:30 in the morning, and at that time it was kind of dark and hazy. So he sent 2 privates in different directions to warn the main line and reserves as to what they saw. As he's in the history of the 9th New York, as it's read, as he's watering his horse in Willoughby Run, the Confederates fired upon him. As with his returning the shots, opened the Battle of Gettysburg. So that's kind of like for Chautauqua County, the first are pretty significant there at the Battle of Gettysburg. They were also at Appomattox Courthouse, where the surrender took place of General Lee and General Grant. The 9th New York had a company of soldiers that actually helped to escort General Grant to that ceremony. They were mustered out in July of 1865, July 17th, and finally came home. But that was a few months after the war was finally over with. We do have a reenactment coming up in first weekend in August. We'll be at Westfield again, trying to help celebrate our 200th anniversary for Chautauqua County. We'll also be at the Suites here in Mayville the second weekend in August. I believe that's a timeline from Revolutionary War all the way up to modern day, right? I think that's how it's going to be. So we'll be here a couple times this summer. We've got other reenactments going on.
That one there did not go that far, so that's, I think, there's got to be something.
Yeah.
It would make sense if it...
It just depends on what day he graduates. He's getting married that Friday night.
We're here with, what's your name?
Janelle Webb.
Janelle Webb from Webb's Candies, and it looks like you've got quite a selection here.
I do. I have, we have all of our Easter molds are out in the store right now. We have some bark. We have chocolate peanut butter bark, we have plain chocolate, and we have our pecan chocolate bark. We also do a lot of gifts in the store now. We're working on our jewelry line. We've got some bags in the store, some different souvenirs that we have in the store, all Chautauqua Lake souvenirs.
Have you had, has Webb's Candies been in business?
Webb's Candies has been in business since 1940, believe it or not. They started out in a little tiny store right around the corner from the hardware. They started making goat milk fudge. They went on to making the big suckers, the all-day suckers. They sold them down on Route 5, doing the little stands, the fruit stands. They moved on to some different kind of fairs, and then they had a business down in Florida, and then right into Mayville, right into the center of Mayville. They had the fountainette. Do you remember the fountainette? Yeah, they had a big fountainette that they started doing all that in.
Okay. How long have you the candy store been down there at Webb's itself now?
1973, I think, right around in that area, I think they started there. But they had the fountainette right in town. Right about 1940, right around near the war there. He left, Mr. Webb left, and Nadine ran the store.
All right, thank you. It all looks so good. I think I'm going to have a piece before I leave.
Try it. It's delicious chocolate. Like I said, we've got all of our chocolate Easter candy out now. We're ready for business. We have the Easter Bunny coming in on the 16th of April. He'll be out there, so if any of the kids want to come down and see the Easter Bunny, he'll be there.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Put your hand off there.
He's got a Santa.
Actually, I'm the chairman of the Bemis Snow Ferry Bicentennial. We'll be celebrating July 8th, 9th, and 10th between Bemis and Stowe. I hope everybody can come out and see us. Also on the 23rd at the casino in Bemis, we're having a dinner dance. This is going to be a big thing, limited to probably 325 people. Some of the activities we're going to have at the Bicentennial, besides ferry rides all the days, we're going to have a car cruise in. That'll be at the North Harmony offices and Old Bridge Road. We have a motorcycle biking cruise. Motorcycles, same place. We're going to have pie sales. I think we're working with Dan Delfra at the floating stage. We're going to have a show for that. Some of the things right now I'd like to show you, fresh off the press. This is a fairy tale. Art Thomas worked for the town of North Harmony. He was our historian. Just passed away, which was really sad. He never got to see his book, but he put a lot of time into this. And it's on sale today over here with the town of North Harmony. It's full of pictures of the history of 200 years of the ferry. And I know we're selling merchandise. This is our Bemis Snow Ferry logo. We're going to be selling these through the Viking Trader, which is in Bemis Point. We can also order them right over here with the North Harmony group. They have the pictures of the ferry and information on North Harmony.
We're going to do happy birthday for the county. And my young friend, Mrs. Alday, is going to play the fiddle for us.
I want to welcome everybody to our great birthday party. Everybody loves a clown and we love a party. I want you to join us today and thank you for your patronage and wish everybody a wonderful new year. Have a great day. Goodbye, Rainbow the Clown.
Thank you.
All around me, voices calling. This land's me. This land's your land. This land's my land. From California.
We're going to make him a butterfly now. I got a little, this little girl wants a pony. You gonna have a pink pony? Okay. Go like this. Listen like this. Listen like this. This. Then we turn it like this. Bend her wings down.
The sun comes shining. I was floating. We feel dreaming.
Now we're going to make the head for her.
It was calling as I was singing. This land's
For another one, I use hearts to put a flower in. got a little eyes on him. We all need a smile. Now we're going to make him pony.
Let's go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to your island.
Twist it like this. Bend up the nose. Then mix it in. Then we go like this. There you go. See, let's show him. See how nice it is. Come on over here and give this guy your picture. Show him what you look like.
Little wire basket with a handle. Probably like the
Hey, I'm with Bill Snyder from the Harmony Historical Society, and I'm going to just let him talk here, so welcome, Bill.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today to share history with everybody, especially since our county's got such a rich history. And what we have today is we have a display of many of the different items that someone on the colonial frontier in the 1650s all the way up through the 1850s might use to cook and eat with. And now everything we have on our table is a reproduction, but it follows the specifications for actual pieces that can be found in museums. In fact, we even have some spoons that were made by a friend of mine in Maine, Ken Hamilton, and he was actually able to get an original spoon mold and cast up some pewter spoons. So this is an actual 1700 vintage spoon made from the original mold. And we also have some pieces of blown glassware from the Jamestown and Williamsburg area where they had some of those glass making factories there. And then we have right here is a kind of an interesting piece of equipment. We have different pieces of what was called treenware. And treenware was eating utensils that were made out of different types of wood, whether it be a bowl, a big trencher, spoons, ladles, anything they could get their hands on to make an eating utensil. And then we have different types of forged knives. We have the different pottery ware down here. The different types and styles of pottery that was being made during the 17th and 18th centuries. From the greenware from the French, we have the redware, which is more of an English style. And then at the end of the table, we have different styles of cooking pots, from copper and brass to the sheet metal that was forged out. Different styles, different nationalities. All of these things were being used and traded on the frontier during the 17th and 18th centuries.
I got a question. Your spoons, they seem to be really big. Was a lot of stuff back then more liquidy, like soups? Or is it just...
Well, I think what we have to think of is, because you're right, this is more of a tablespoon size than it is a teaspoon size, which we're normally used to eating with. This particular spoon size is pretty much standard for that time period, and you have to realize the spoon was used for most everything. You might not have a fork with you, but you would always at least have a spoon with you. And the spoon you could use, like you said, a lot of soups and stews and stuff like that, things that were thrown together in a company pot. At the end of the table, we have what we call a company pot, and that was used by a group of men on the march, and they would just throw whatever they had in there and cook and boil that up, and then they would carry leftovers with them to the next camp. So you would always have stews and soups going all the time, so a spoon was very important. But you could also use it to cut apart meat if you had to, and other solid type foods. That was probably the #1 utensil that you would have on the frontier.
Yeah, because it's cook over a kettle like this?
Yes. Actually, that particular kettle that's on that tripod is what we call a trade kettle. That was something that was actually brought down through the trade routes and would be traded to the colonial inhabitants or the Native American inhabitants as well.
Well, thank you. Who's this fine lady you have with you?
This is my lovely wife, Heather Schneider.
Hi, Heather. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What's it like going around with all this stuff?
It's a lot of fun. We do cooking demonstrations, so this is something that I kind of do as a hobby.
Now, how long have you guys been doing this? You might have said it, but I was listening.
We never talked about that.
Probably about 25 years for me since we met, and he's been doing this since he was 8 years old.
Wow. That's interesting. Now, I'm just asking what you have right here.
This is my powder horn and shot bag. This is what I would carry everything needed to maintain and fire my gun. The powder would go into the powder horn, and my shot and my ball and my patches and maybe some tools to help maintain the gun and keep it functioning would go in the bag.
Okay, well, that's interesting because I'm trying to think. What is that made out of? I mean,
oh, this is made out of cow horn.
Cow horn, okay.
Bull's horn. Sometimes in the document you see it's called a bull's horn. And this is made out of a bark tan deer hide.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day here.
Thank you.
My name's Todd Langworthy, and I'm the town of Pomfret historian. And I'm here today representing the town, along with some of our other town officials. And I'm here dressed as Alonzo Cushing. So Alonzo Cushing is a Civil War hero that's from our town, and his grandfather, who is Zatu Cushing that I have here on my display, was our town's founder. And he was also the first county court judge in Chautauqua County, so that's the connection to the county, so that's why I have some information here on Mr. Cushing. So had a lot of people here. I'm dressed in uniform. They've asked a lot about the uniform, and told them a little bit about Alonzo Cushing that I portray, and a little bit about the Civil War and some local history. I also have some books here I've been selling as well on local history. So it's been a great time today. It really had a great turnout, a lot of people here, and a lot of great interesting booths with a lot of different angles on Chautauqua County history. So really been a great day. I'm glad I could be a part of it. So thanks for having me come on.
The town of Pomfret was, I guess, one of the first towns, right, in where we are, modern-day Chautauqua County.
Right, yeah, it was actually incorporated, our town, in 1808, a little bit before Chautauqua County was formed. We were part of the big picture of all of Western New York. It included the Buffalo area and all that up there, and eventually when they started to form counties, we became part of Chautauqua County. So a lot of people joke about the fact that maybe we should have joined up with Pennsylvania at that point.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, but I think at that point we had come out of Western New York and out of that, so it was just logical we went with Chautauqua County. And this was a really big growing area in the early 1800s. A lot of settlers coming through this area, and a lot of them choosing to stay. So it made sense that everything kind of happened so quickly. I think there's so much history here just because of the fact that we have so many different settlers and people that have been from different parts of the world that have come through here, and many of them that have stayed, all put their stamp on it here, and we have such a wide variety of things that it's really made us who we are today, 200 years later.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Well, go ahead.
Okay, this display is from the town of North Harmony. We have histories that are a collection of photographs and newspaper clippings, but we also have book 1 and 2 from Darrow. We have prints from Kathy Cherry, who is a resident of our town. And we also have the book by Art Thomas. Go ahead. Unfortunately, we've sold out, but we will have more next week. Have those at the Town of North Harmony building. We will also have them available for the Bicentennial event for the ferry. Stowe, 3445 Old Bridge Road. Oh, and if you would like to check our website, it's townofnorthharmony.com. Our phone number is 789-3445.
My name's Renee Yates, and this is about the Underground Railroad. And this is actually a quilt that has all the signals for the Underground Railroad. And there were actually quite a few houses in Chautauqua County that were Underground Railroad homes. Sugar Grove, Bastille, Minna, Cherry Creek, Sherman. There were quite a few, and there were approximately 30,000 slaves that were freed who came from the South all the way to New York. They actually took boats from Lake Erie across to Canada, and we were one of the secondary trails of the Underground Railroad in Chautauqua County. And the symbol, the first one started with, it was called the monkey wrench. And when that quilt was put out, it meant to gather tools. The next one was load the wagons, and that's the wagon wheel block right here. That one's the monkey wrench. The basket to gather the food. So each one went on because men never paid any attention to quilts that were hanging outside of a home. But they meant everything to the slaves.
Was there a lot of penalties around here if you were caught smuggling people, or?
There was actually a fugitive slave law, and I believe it was in 1867 that it was against the law to harbor slaves, to have them.
Well, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. But this represented all of them. These 15 blocks were the 15 main symbols for the slaves to look for.
Oh, okay. So this was really kind of a message board, a billboard.
Message board. The log cabin block, this is traditionally a red center. It's the hearth and the fireplace. There's a fire here. This is the fireplace, the fire in the center lighting the room. But when it had a black square, that meant that it was a safe house where they could get a bed for the night, they could get food, they could get water and clothing for their trip. So they would know just by that black square it was a safe house to come to.
Okay.
Because the fire was out, they were safe.
Okay. But if it was a red square, then they did. Then they.
No, they did not stop.
They didn't stop there.
No.
Okay.
This one is the drunkard's path. And that meant that whenever they would first leave and they were running away, not to run in a straight line, to keep moving in a crooked line so you won't get caught. These quilts meant everything in the world. They were going into a part of the country that they'd never seen before. They were going to be shot at. They were going to have dogs set upon them. And it meant living or dying, this quilt hanging out on somebody's fence. And it was really terribly important. Not only to the men, but to the women. They brought their women with them and they brought children with them. And it was everything in the world.
Put them in order later.
You're prepared. I'm ready. Well, Mr. Orton, let's begin the meeting, shall we? Mr. Rouse is prepared to take the minutes. I see no reason to stand on any ceremony. I've no doubt that the two of us can get matters arranged in a short period of time, and we can be on our way.
Agreed, Mr. Pendergrast. May I express my thanks for the hospitality provided by Captain Scott for the use of his establishment here. It's very much appreciated.
I propose the first order of business be a review of finances of the county since February last. According to the bill submitted, the current financial needs of the county come in at $86.87.5. Would you like to look over the records, Mr. Orton?
Did the sheriff have no expenses? Did he not charge the county anything? $26.37 for the survey of jail limits? We were premature having the commissioners complete the survey establishing jail limits when the matter of location for the courthouse and the jail have yet to be approved.
May I ask that we discuss the other issues affecting this year's expenses and next before we move to the matter of the courthouse? There seems to be some indication that the British could invade through the upper Canada. We need to be prepared to defend our borders, northern border along the shoreline should anything occur. Many of our men will volunteer for the militia if called, but we need to procure arms from Albany to properly outfit the men.
A very good precaution and very reasonable, I might add. The closest state arsenal is at Canandaigua. We must be ready to have arms forwarded from Albany if our men are called to service. I see, lost my spot. Many of our men will volunteer for the militia if called, but we need to procure arms from Albany to properly outfit them. I see we have a handsome bounty for wolf scalps, $5 per scalp. This could become a costly expense to the county. Has the bounty been effective?
I think so. Wolves are a menace to area sheep, and it appears that the more wolves we remove, the better for encouraging settlers to take a land contract here. A fair trade, wolves for sheep. And over the years, it should prove to be a bargain with the elimination of all the wolves in the county.
I think the price of the pelts may be a little steep, considering the number of wolves we have in our great wilderness. If it proves too costly for the county, we may petition Albany to exempt Chautauqua County from the bounty. I think all other county business is in order. Can we move to discussion of the construction